What's going on, boys and girls? Today we're going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Etat Libre, and what is this? An aromatic aquatic for my men and women. Strap up. Let's go for that ride. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I am your host for the afternoon. Today from the house of Etat Libre, we have Sous Le Pont. And then it says Mirabeau. And I'm going to do a quick translation. Let's see if Google is quick with the hands. In English. It's a French poem. What does it mean, though? Translates to under the Mirabeau Bridge in English. Okay, let's see if there's a house notes on this. This is, again, unisex fragrance. Rating 3.65 out of 5. Ouch on Fragrantica. 1,200 votes, so sizable. Launched in 2023. Classified as an aromatic aquatic, which sounds awesome to me. So there must just be something funky with this. We're going to find out. Let's just dive straight into an initial impression here. 2 sprays on the inner elbow. I'm actually going to spray on the skinny side today. It's been a while. Everybody's always like, SB, come on, man. You've been doing reviews for so long. Shouldn't you be on the skinny side by now? And then to which I reply, pause and no. Oh, whoa. I kind of like this. What the heck? Why are people crapping on this? No. Something's got to be... Yo, hold on. 3.65 out of 5, 1,200 votes? Aromatic aquatic? I'll read the notes in a second, but I mean, it's not the moon and the stars, but I mean, it punches. That aromatic aquatic punches in a real desirable way. It's almost like a really nice hand soap, but really fun. And that's peppery, though. It's got a little pink pepper on that. Yeah, slightly peppery dry down, but I'm not mad at this. The opening is actually really nice to me. It's sweet. It's marine. It's sweet. It's marine, and it's very soapy. Dries down to more of a peppery experience. Surprisingly, that pepper and musk really kind of like growl out. I'm not mad at it, though. 3.6 I feel is a bit harsh. Let's switch speeds here and try to figure out why they rated this so low. Top notes, fig. Fig leaf, pink pepper. There's that pepper. Bergamot, elemi resin. C notes, ozonics, violet, olibanum, sandalwood, musk, orcanox. What's orcanox? Obviously, it's a synthetic, but what kind? Natural, synthetic, popular, and weird. What's it smell like, though? Killian Smoking Hot has it. Anything else that we've seen? Interesting. Well, so I wish I had more info on it for you guys. So let's just double check here. So super moderate sillage and super moderate sillage and projection, and longevity. So I would imagine a marine aquatic would, unless you're Lorenzo Pizzaglia. So nothing wrong there. The familiarity to this, Kenzo Ohm, really. I got to open my sealed box of that to see if they're right. For him, vetiver musk. Narciso Rodriguez. Ege from Nishane. I mean, these are all great reference point. Montclair Pour Ohm. What the heck's the matter with you guys? To me unwind? What's the comments? This is pretty. It has phases, so you definitely need to be patient. Okay. Here we go. Because I'm getting that. Like, the opening has a crazy transition on my skin. On my skin, I get a lot of pepper that I don't even smell in the test strip. So maybe this thing is a shapeshifter, and the way it shapeshifts on skin is not desirable. So it says, this is pretty. It has phases, so you definitely need to be patient and non-judgmental with the phases you don't like. See, this is a quality, thoughtful review right here. On first spray, I got a really pretty, watery, somewhat floral cucumber. It disappeared quickly, and a peppery sandalwood came through. That's what I experienced. This person's reading my mind. Along with marine notes that kind of gave men's body wash. Yeah, I said it was soapy. I decided I didn't really like it. I can see that. So this is a woman evaluating this. About an hour later, I smelled my wrist again and got a subtle marine floral, slight powdery from Violet. There's still a bit of men's cologne body wash undertone, but it turned more feminine. Definitely a more masculine leaning unisex, though, and most of my frags are unisex. I'd love if my husband wore this. I'm glad I tested it at first. I wouldn't buy a full bottle at full price. It's a nice fragrance, but it doesn't compete with others in my collection. I don't need to read any other ones except for this one for the comedy relief. It's definitely giving piss mixed with cucumber. I mean, the fact that he so confidently knows what piss and cucumber mixed together would read like says it all. Yeah, this is like an art piece for sure. Let me just kind of come out and consolidate some ideas for you guys. So the bare bones, before I start explaining the scent, and sometimes my reviews go in different orders, so that will be this one, but I'm going to start backwards and come this way. So seasons, spring, summer. Age, the opening is ageless unisex, but the dry down is a hard masculine lean into masculine peppery sandalwood soapy. The opening's going to feel perfectly unisex. It's a very pretty soapy floral kind of thing, but the dry down is pretty drastic, and the pepper emphasis is huge on this. So I do think it's masculine leaning, 25, possibly 30 and up on the men's side upon dry down. I find that, the youth or youthful men, younger men, can't rock with pepper to this degree. This is pushing purest pepper vibes, and that's not a real vibe I find younger men, pepper, solo pepper joints just feel like a rite of passage when you're like 35 and up, you know what I mean? So I'm being judgmental, but you guys know what to do with the information that I give. Sprays on a fragrance like this, it's really hard to tell, because in one sense it's light, in another sense it's like musky and damp and peppery and marine-ish, and it's almost giving me like the Torino line's weird younger brother vibes. But it is a balanced fragrance. Again, one of the biggest issues with this house is that they're messing with a lot of profile styles that to me feel unfamiliar. And so this house, how long has this house been around? I'm pretty sure they've been around forever. 2006. Okay, so they've been around for 20 years. Yeah, so a lot of these concepts feel both foreign to anything I've smelled in the States in terms of any type of reference point. So they feel, I don't want to say French, but they feel culturally in a different realm than stuff I'm familiar with in regards to perfumery. But then also, even some of the stuff that they try for in the names that they use, it's like at certain times they feel like an elegant French brand. And then looking at some of their other marketing and things like that, they feel like a bunch of French hipsters and gothics, like in a, what's the store? I almost said Hobby Lobby. That would have been crazy. What is the store at the mall where all the Hot Topic, it seems like a bunch of French chicks that work for a Hot Topic making fragrances. Sometimes there's that juxtaposition with this house, but I think that all has to do with culture and history, and probably like I don't know, but the brand is very much like a Andy Warhol in the space. The artistic voice that's considered a genius, but only has like a cult following, and everybody else doesn't understand it, thinks it's weird. So with a scent like this, I don't like. I hesitate to give it a score because this is like a super subjective thing, but I'm going to score it to give you guys a reference point as far as what I think about it. So, is there any other like basic info I left out? Alternatives to this would be any of the aquatic styles from the Torino line from Xerjoff. That would be an easy step up. I don't really know anything like this in the designer category. And in the clone category, I don't really know anything like it either. Again, it's this weird juxtaposition of like a very basic but really good smelling hand soap with a marine, peppery, and at times floral backdrop, which gives it a lot of depth, but it's like you don't get all that at once. You get moments of each isolated. So there's going to be different times in the scent process or of smelling this where you're going to think it smells like something completely different than what you originally thought. So yeah, the alternatives are going to be tough with this. This is just an art statement kind of thing for me. As a scent, I'm going to give it a 6. I think that's where I land. And the reason why is because it's a lot of cool conceptual artwork in perfumery, but quite a bit disjointed, quite a bit foreign to my nose. Like I can't, there's no rest for my nose in this scent. It's just constantly bouncing around these ideas that I'm confused about. But the opening was like, whoa, wait a second. This is like fire. The dry down, it shape shifts completely. And even in the dry down, like I can spot the balance and elegance of the hands that made this. This just wasn't their best work for me. So it's a dud for me. But I do think it's a very, again, like my recommendation, I'm going to be very picky about what fragrances from this house I recommend to you guys. And I'm going to base it entirely off mass appeal. And I'm also going to base it entirely off of creativity. Like on the creative side, if something really grabs me, I'm going to tell you, you got to at least get your nose on it. There's no excuse not to deal with this house, guys, because you get 22 mLs for 25, 30 bucks. That is the most fun you'll have with a set, even if most of it you don't even buy, just to say you had a good time with fragrance. And I do think there's something to be said that like houses like this may not be the house that you buy fragrances from, but they are the houses that push your nose to question the things that you love and question the things that you don't love. And ultimately it leads you to maybe buying that one fragrance that you never thought you would from a different house. But had you not gone through stuff like this, you would have never been ready for the other scents you move on to. So in a lot of ways, this discovery set is very necessary just for your journey of pushing your nose to different things that you've never smelled before. And in that regard, it's a $30 banging of a time of a discovery set. So very artistic, can't connect with a lot of stuff, but I'm going to try to highlight what I can highlight and let go of what I let go of. Now, with that being said, I do give it a 6. I don't think you need to get your nose on this, but for the price of the discovery set, you'll have a great time smelling it because it will throw you on a nose journey. Like I said, step ups to this would be the Torino line of any kind, even like 40 knots and stuff like that. 40 knots, 21, 22, 24, 23. They're not all aquatics, but they're of the cloth. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, get into that. Even some of the Ajmals, some of the Ortoparisis, but I immediately smell the concept here and think Torino series or even 40 knots. Anyways, guys, this was Etat Libre's Sous Le Pont, and it was a dud, but it was a cool experience. It doesn't smell nasty at all. It just is different. It's artistic. Anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Check the Discord in the description below if you're new here. click the playlist section where I've organized this channel. We upload multiple videos every single day. You will not find a fragrance content reviewer that uploads more than me or as consistently as me. I have been busting my tail for about 2 years straight, and I know that's not a long time, but it is when you consider the fact that every single day for 2 years straight, I have been uploading multiple videos a day. So I've been doing what it takes people 4 or 5 years to do in a year and a half to 2 years. And it's all because of great people like you guys out there who give me feedback and say, hey, we find this valuable. So my competition is not influencers. My competition is myself to see how much value how well I can serve the community that I serve. And thankfully, I don't need to make money from this, so I can put all my effort into just focusing on the needs of the people, providing it when I can, and we just have this great journey together. So hope you know, whether you're a beginner or an expert, I've got a little something for everybody, and I organize my channel that, you know, to be family friendly, educational, entertainment, mature, everything. This is like a family channel. That's how I've designed it. So, but no matter where you are in your journey, you will get a ton of value out of this channel. Check the playlist section to learn all about it. Anyways, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week. And until next time, my name is SB. Take care, guys.